One of my research interests at the moment involves the military, and particularly ex-military personnel involved in the criminal justice system. It's estimated that anything between about 3 and 17% of the prison population are former armed forces personnel. And I've been looking at why it is that when people leave the military, they become involved in crime. In terms of what we're starting to discover, it would seem that two things stand out really. One is that very often those people who join the army and army infantry regiments have pre-existing vulnerabilities that are much like offenders generally. They're quite like people who end up in the prison system. That said, their offending tends to stop while they're in the armed forces. What they often describe is leaving the forces, the discipline and the structure of the forces is the beginning of a slippery slope where their life goes downhill and away from the kind of formal structure of the military, away from the regimentation and the routine. They often describe lives that are very, very difficult, where they lack the discipline, where they lack the regimentation to get on in life, and therefore crime becomes something that often takes over. We have to say that that's not a majority of those that leave the forces. In any year, about 20,000 people do leave the armed forces, but of that number, a small minority will become involved in quite serious forms of crime, and understanding why they become involved in those forms of crime is the first way to perhaps try and do something with policy to address that and make sure that it doesn't happen in the future. The most rewarding thing for me is still standing up in front of a group of students and teaching them about criminological theory and teaching them the subject of criminology. I think as a subject it's passionate, it creates and stirs passions in individuals, it allows us to debate and to have strong ideas, to have strong opinions, but also to kind of contextualise those within an academic theoretical subject. And here at the University of Leicester in the Department of Criminology, our philosophy on using our research to enable our teaching to be connected to really relevant contemporary developments is something that I'm really, really enthusiastic about. And it's one of the things I think that gives us an edge as a department and as a place to come and study criminology.